Welcome to the good life. Welcome to the good life.
The wait is over.
Welcome to the
Good morning, and welcome to the Good Life with me, Eileen. We are here on Wellness Wednesday, and we are going to get you right, mind, body, and soul. And sometimes you have to get back to the basics, and that's exactly what we're going to do today. And this topic was brought up a little bit by some of the conversation yesterday on Relationship Tuesday, and not necessarily directly with the conversation, but how the conversation took place. And so sometimes we really need to focus on how we have conversations, how we deliver information, how we digest information, and ultimately today it is Wellness Wednesday, so how do we digest our food? We're going to get into all of that today because you do not see things as they are. You see things as you are. Did you hear me? Bashans, did you hear me, Doc Griggs?
I did.
I don't think y'all heard me.
Say it again.
I said, y'all, because y'all taking selfies in it. This is not the club. This is the studio. Look at them. Look, they both with their phones. I was like,
neither one of us go
like
to
clubs.
In trouble. Can't tell you the last time I went to a club. They still make those? What are those?
What Bam Bam carried as he, walked in the Flintstones. I'm talking your age. Anyway, you do not see things as they are. You see things as you are. Make no mistake about it, in today's world, knowing how to talk to people is one of the most important virtues you can possess. If you don't know how to talk to people, it's hard to make friends, build a social life, grab the interest of the opposite sex, or even get ahead in your career. But if you do, a whole lot of prospects open up in your life. And how you talk to people determines everything. Your delivery is everything. You could have the best intent. You could have the most meaningful conversation. But if you go at somebody sideways, they gonna come back at you sideways. So how you deliver the information is so important. I know you've heard somebody say, you need to learn how to talk to people. Well, you can and must take heed because good conversation has certain principles. So we're going to discuss a little bit of this today because how you talk to people determines everything. Doc Griggs, would you agree with that?
I do.
I paid you to agree with me, huh? No, I'm just joking.
What you said to me?
I said I paid you to agree with me, didn't I? I said you better be listening. That's what I said. Huh? What? See? Better get your mind right on this radio this morning.
See, there you go. See that, and it is. It's all in the delivery. It's all in how, especially in medicine. I mean, it's the delivery of some uncomfortable news makes all the difference in the prognosis of the patient. Usually, if you tell someone you have diabetes, when you say you have diabetes, or you come and say, you know what, we have a problem, but it's manageable. It's diabetes, and it's something. There's something that you can do about it. It's all in how you deliver it.
Bashan, why are you laughing at me? He likes to take selfies up in this joint, and I
was going to do it, and I was like, I
was in the middle of taking off my sweatshirt.
There was a hand stuck up.
It's
by
cold
her face,
this morning.
And then she looked like what?
It's cold this morning. I have on my Harrell this morning. Shout out to Harrell Park. If you didn't know, now you know.
Wow.
Bashan's with Tiger Rock, we're talking about delivering information, but delivery in anything is important.
Correct.
Let's just say delivery, let's say Taekwondo or self-defense. Delivery is literally everything. It can be life saving.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about, like, when we have our meetings, is talk about one of the most important things is teaching is your tone, the way you project your voice or the way you speak to people, and dealing with people on a regular everyday basis. And all types of people, whether it's children all the way to adults and, parents and grandparents, so you kind of have to be able to approach different, what's the word I'm looking for?
Audiences. Because I'd say you gentlemen deal with both.
Correct.
Both a lot of different age groups, I'll say, because you deal with seniors, you deal with
kids,
mainstream adults and children. So I'm sure your delivery between having an adult class and having a children's class is totally different.
Most definitely.
Sometimes.
Well, I mean, and it is. majority of the time it is. But, yeah, 'cause, I mean, you dealing with a 3-year-old, you're not going to talk to a 3 or 4 or 5-year-old the same way you would talk to an adult, of course, right? So,
Sometimes.
well, I try to actually, but it doesn't come across the same thing. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely important how you address people. Because if you're trying to get somebody to come join up with you, you're not going to talk to them any kind of way. Like, look, you need to do this right now. Exactly.
And if you have experienced any of these situations, give us a call, 504-260-9265. That's 504-260-9265. We want to hear your situation, because here's an interesting one. I read and I look at Facebook and all these other things, just kind of stay up to date. Well, a teacher created a sign in her classroom, and it said, hit the Quan. Isn't that the dance all the kids doing? Everybody knows it. Well, this is how she delivered the information to the kids. She knocked it first one out as Q, like for question. Read the entire question. U, underline important words or phrases. A, answer the question. N, note evidence from the text to prove your answers. So she has a poster in her classroom saying, hit the Quan, and these are the steps to do it, to make sure that they receive the information. But how she delivered that information to her students made all the difference. She could have sat up in front of the class and said, do A, B, C, and D. But she said, no, y'all, let's hit the Quan. Now, how many of them are going to remember hit the Quan compared to A, B, C, and D?
Exactly.
It's all in your delivery.
So not to go totally sideways and left,
Well,
but
you
this
do
does have to
sometimes,
do with.
I'm just playing.
Yeah, it's only when I'm dancing. This has to do with mental health, anxiety, and stress. There was a study that just came out that linked the use of social media to a decline in wellness and an increase in anxiety. I said that to say a lot of things in delivery, in your delivery and your intent, are missed in text messaging.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And social media. You send a text, you better be listening to me. And it comes off that you better be listening to me when you're joking.
Yeah.
You
Right.
better be listening.
put a smiley
Text
face after
messaging
that.
is
Yeah, if you don't put an LOL on it, it's the same.
and then don't accidentally press the all caps button.
Yeah.
Why are you yelling at me?
Don't you have those people who are like on social media who just, and they don't even know that they have their all caps button. Y'all, if you have your all caps button on there, please take it off.
So,
But people take offense to that.
I was going to joke and say earlier when you was reading that quote earlier, it's like, well, really nobody talks to anybody anymore because
You're right.
all we do is text. I mean, it's no verbal communication. I remember, we used to stay up all night talking on the phone to people,
You hang up first.
Yeah, with like your 3
You
foot,
hang up first. That's my mama. Be quiet.
your 3 foot phone line. You had to hold
you
the
hang up
phone.
first.
You hang up
You hang up
first.
first. Hang up first. Oh, okay. Go ahead. No, did you hang up? No, you said you was going to hang up. No,
Like, shh, be quiet, mom. I picked up the phone.
Okay. All right.
Because you don't think right. Because you had more than one person on the phone,
Right.
so it had to just be you and your girl, or you and your boy.
Like,
And the
I'm
girl
gonna put
had to
you
be
on
quiet.
three-way. You just gotta make sure you gotta be quiet. Put it on 3-way.
Exactly. And speaking of that, know why you want to talk to that person. What's your intent behind it, especially when you're having a conversation or you want to get a point across? Let's just, for all intents and purposes right now, let's talk about when you want to get a point across. Why do you want to talk to that person? Is the conversation out of love, or how are you delivering the information? Or delivering the information out of love will get the message heard.
Yeah, the best thing, though, you're talking about getting a point across, but whenever you're engaged in a civil discourse, I mean, you're not meaning to argue, but you're trying to have constructive conversation or discussion, you want to make it a point not to listen to make your next point.
Thank you.
You want to actually listen, because how many times have you been caught in a conversation, especially when we're younger, you'll be sitting there in a heated debate to find out, if you slow things down, you're saying the exact same thing.
Always.
But you made a point. I want to make a point. Well, it's blue. Well, I said it was blue, and if it's blue, but blue is not it's blue. Wait, did you say it's blue?
Did you say it's blue? Because we can say something and basically say it 2 different ways.
Exactly.
And it's funny, a thing that happened yesterday with one of the callers and one of my co-hosts, and I'm just like, wait, time out, y'all. You're agreeing with each other.
Exactly.
You're agreeing with each other.
Yeah.
But it's because we're so, emotionally involved, we don't necessarily even hear the other person's point of view.
You're just making a point to make a point. The goal becomes instead of trying to improve whatever the situation is, it becomes competitive. Well, I'm going to say what I have to say.
Yep. You got to get that last word.
Right, exactly. And when you approach a person, approach them with positivity and without expectation. Do not approach them expecting them to agree with you. That is the wrong way to go into a conversation, because you're probably not going to get your point across because you're expecting them to turn around and agree with you.
Yeah.
When you have a 50-50 chance, they may not agree with you.
But the thing is, the hope that you want is that you're understood. Like, I don't,
Yes.
if you don't agree with me, fine. But I'll ask that all the time. Like, does that make sense? Am I making sense? Okay, as long as, because like you said, you don't see what's actually there. You see yourself. You see the culmination of your experiences up to that point. If you tell me that's blue, and I've been raised to believe that's brown all my life, then
That's brown.
I can understand what you're saying and why you think that's blue.
Right.
But that's brown to me.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. And people do this every day, all day, and have arguments literally over nothing because they're just not opening their mind to living differently in the world and seeing someone else's point of view. So make sure you approach the person with positivity and without expectations. Because, like I said earlier, if you go at somebody sideways, their only response is to mirror you. People are going to mirror your reaction.
Or shut down.
Exactly. Exactly. If you go at someone in a positive way, in a loving way of, I think I can help you with this, they're going to be more open to hearing what you have to say. If you go at it with, I think you should do this because I said so because it worked for me. Well, I'm not you. I don't have to listen to what you had to say. You know, I don't believe what you did, but blah, 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 blah.
Besides, did
Make
you see
sure
her
you're doing
mic
it for
swivel when she rolled her neck?
Yes,
her mic
I
swivel
rolled my
with it?
neck. And y'all know what you're talking
The
about.
microphone rolled to go with it, too. You saw that, right?
It followed us like,
It followed her.
like what? Okay.
You should have
This is
videoed
getting
that.
real. This is getting real.
And here's where it really gets real. If the other person doesn't want to talk, walk away.
Leave them alone.
You can't force somebody to talk when you want to talk. It is important not to approach someone with expectations because that person could have just been in a car accident. They could be busy. They could have had the roughest day. They may not be receptive to the conversation. And if they're not, do not force it because you're not going to get what you want accomplished.
You're gonna get.
You're
what
gonna
you
make it
don't
work.
want. You're gonna
Yeah.
get exactly what you don't want, and then get your feelings.
You're gonna
hurt
get
and
your
be
issue.
mad. Yeah.
That's always going to make you more mad.
Exactly. And 9 times out of 10, the reason that they don't want to talk generally has nothing to do with you. But what do? You take it personal.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they didn't want to talk to me. And then you start gossiping behind that person's back. And then you start, you have a clan that is against this person, and they're like, they came at me sideways. This happened, this, and then you have this group, and then you have this side of the family that's on one side, and this side of the family on the other side.
Girl.
And all of this happened because one person had a bad day at work, and you wanted to talk to them when it was inconvenient.
She
for
ain't
them.
want to talk to me because you know why. You know she guilty, right?
Right, and then you start making it about every other reason but
When
what it is.
Actually, she just
Girl.
came from the dentist and had a tooth pulled
Right.
and wasn't able to talk right.
Exactly. If someone doesn't want to speak about something, recognize it from the beginning and just, let it go. How hard is it to let it go? So this is what I want you to do. I found this, and obviously it's liked very much because a lot of my social media followers have shared it. So I was like, ooh, that's the good life. They like something. It's called Practice the Pause. When in doubt, pause. When angry, pause. When tired, pause. When stressed, pause. And when you pause, pray.
Okay.
Nice.
I like
And
that.
that is the good life.
Hit the pause.
Hit the pause. Hit the
Yeah.
pause. Yeah, exactly. So we need everyone. Thank you, Bashan. That's what I'm talking about. Hit the pause. So we need y'all to hit the pause. When you want to have an outburst, when you think you're not being treated fairly, when, you want to talk and they don't want to, or when someone's trying to talk to you and you don't want to listen. Hit the pause. Practice the pause. When in doubt, pause. When angry, pause. When tired, pause. When stressed, pause. And when you pause, pray. It will make a world of difference. It will change your interactions, and that is the good life. Because, all of this arguing and bickering and not listening to one another isn't leading to anything healthy or positive. We want to open your mind to living differently in the world. We want to share a little love, compassion, tolerance, and understanding, and we can only do that if we listen to each other. Oh, I have one of my Instagram followers who said, it's not what you say, but how you say it. Could I get an amen?
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Final thoughts from the guys?
Unless it's on a text message, because then it's all.
Oh, yeah.
Because you can't read facial expressions, you can't read intonations. By the way, I hate text messaging unless necessary.
Yeah.
I'd rather talk to someone.
So hit the pause. Hit the pause.
And don't hit the caps lock.
And don't hit the caps lock. For real, don't hit the caps lock.
I mean, you can actually hear people yelling when there's they're not saying anything. Why are they yelling on Facebook?
Yeah.
And you feel it.
You feel
You feel it. No, I feel it. And it's funny. I don't want to call out, but I have one follower who who writes everything in capitals. And at first, I was like, why is she doing it in capitals? She was like and then I was like, oh, she does everything like that. So then, I didn't take it personally, but that's practicing the pause. Step back and see what it is, because don't make assumptions, because generally you make a ASS out of you and me when you make assumptions. So no assumptions. When we get back, we're going to discuss how you digest information. We were just discussing how you deliver it, but how do you digest it? How do you listen? How do you take in information? It can change your life. This is A Good Life. We'll be right back.
You're on the move, and so is your bank. Liberty Bank now offers you the power to manage your money from the palm of your hand with mobile banking with Liberty Bank. Whether you need to check balances, transfer money, or view transactions, mobile banking at Liberty Bank allows convenient and secure access to your money. Enroll today at www.libertybank.net and download our mobile app. You can mobile bank at Liberty Bank to keep the power in your hands. Liberty Bank. There's freedom here. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
The New Orleans Regional Black Chamber of Commerce presents the 2015 Biz to Biz Breakfast and Trade Fair, Friday, December 11th at the Hyatt Regency, 601 Loyola Avenue, featuring a keynote address from award-winning author and business consultant Clifton Talbert. It's the 2015 Biz to Biz Breakfast and Trade Fair, Friday, December 11th at the Hyatt Regency. Registration begins at 8. For more information or to purchase tickets, please visit www.norbchamber.org or call 504-948-0991. That's 504-948-0991. It's the Biz to Biz Breakfast and Trade Fair, brought to you by the New Orleans Regional Black Chamber of Commerce, Friday, December 11th at the Hyatt Regency, 601 Loyola Avenue. Don't miss it. The New Orleans Regional Black Chamber of Commerce, moving business forward.
L&R Security provides the good life. They make their mark in the security arena by providing excellent security services for more than 35 years and are licensed in more than 13 states. L&R Security's team comes with a wealth of experience from the military, law enforcement, and law enforcement training. Their personnel is comprised of more than 200 employees trained in video monitoring, special event services, convention services, armed and unarmed security guards, ticket takers, executive security, personal bodyguards, hall monitors, and critical infrastructure personnel that are TSA trained. L&R Security services are provided on a 24-hour basis and have expanded to the newest technology, including video monitoring. Find them on the web at www.lrsecurity.com or call them today at 504-943-3191. Again, that number is 504-943-3191. Live the good life with L&R Security today.
I need help. My hair is a mess and my man texts me telling me to be ready for 8. He has a surprise. What am I going to do? My stylist takes forever.
I got you. Call Ringlet Salon. I just left there.
Where?
Ringlet Salon. They took me within minutes and had me in and out in no time. Very professional, and I scheduled online at ringlets.com.
For real?
Girl, for real.
Does Ringlet Salon hook up your roof?
Looks like I got a perm, and you know I'm anti-chemicals. Ringlet Salon has my hair soft and bouncy. I'm getting the Brazilian Blowout Express next week. It eliminates frizz for 6 weeks.
6 weeks? Okay, I'm all about Ringlet Salon. Where are they located?
Ringlets has 2 locations, one at 4712 Paris Avenue and one in the Hilton Hotel on the river. That location validates parking for 4 hours and is open on Sunday.
Perfect for a working woman like me. That's all I needed to know. I'm going to be fresh for my man.
You will if you schedule your appointment at ringlets.com. That's RINGLETTS.com.
Bye. Go and make my appointment with Ringlet Salon now.
Are you looking for a better way to get fit? Bored with the same old routines? Looking for results or a way to instill discipline in the kids? Tiger Rock Martial Arts is the answer with Taekwondo, kickboxing, and self-defense classes. Tiger Rock diversifies your training in ways that allows individuals of all ages and fitness levels to feel like a champion. Join Tiger Rock today. TigerRockNola.com or 504-455-9694. That's 504-455-9694 with a 3-class starter pack starting for only $38, which includes your training uniform. Learn, grow, and succeed with Tiger Rock's 3 convenient locations: Old Metairie, West Bank, and Clearview. There's no better time to start gaining strength, skills, and protection for life than now. 504-455-9694. 504-455-9694. See you on the mat.
Listen to WBOK 1230 AM anywhere in the world. Live at www.WBOK1230am.com. WBOK 1230 AM, talk radio in New Orleans.
Welcome to the good life. Welcome to the good life.
The wait is over.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to The Good Life with me, Eileen. We are here on Wellness Wednesday. We are here to open your minds to living differently in the world, and we do that every day. And I am really excited to open some musicians' minds, some DJs' minds, because hopefully they will be willing to give me some new theme music.
Yes.
I am opening up the pathways. Carter Business Development is putting out a campaign to hit the pause. We're gonna be getting rid of Kanye West. We're gonna be having our own theme music. I'm so excited. So if you are a musician or a DJ or anyone who makes music, songwriter, whatever it may be, and you are interested in having your theme music be played on WBOK weekdays from 9, well, not from 9 to 10, but, you know, at 9 every morning, Monday through Friday, you know, for years and years and years. And you can put your name in the music, put Welcome to the Good Life, whatever it is that you feel, you know, we'll work together and figure it out. But if I like your beat, if I like your music, that's what it's going to be. So I'm going to take the top 2. I'm going to, you know, spotlight them on the show, and then I'm going to play them for everyone. Yay. And then you will have a choice, but obviously I'll make the final decision. And then we'll move forward, and then we will spotlight that person in the beginning of January. Because, Doc Griggs, we've been talking about getting an iHeartRadio channel, and that was the step. I need to have my own theme music. So that is the good life, and that's what we're going to do. So I listened to the feedback of iHeartRadio.
Yes.
And the feedback I got was that I needed my own theme music to take the next step. So I am taking the next step.
Why didn't you say so? I'll just sing for you.
That is not the good life. But I received the information, and it was important. And giving and receiving information is probably the primary skill required of leaders. There is no other leadership or management skill that can compensate for poor communication skills. And there are 4 aspects of communication: receiving it, processing it, retrieving it, and giving it. But we're kind of going to focus on the receiving it. When receiving information, it is important to pay attention to both verbal and nonverbal cues.
Unless you're texting.
And it is thought that 80% of our communication is nonverbal. People can say whatever you want or they think you want to hear, but a lot of times their nonverbals give away their true feelings. Similarly, people giving information may assume that the person receiving the information already knows certain things or defines things in the same manner. Think about the difference between a clean room means to you versus what it means to your child. 2 different things. Consider how differently 2 people may define being prepared ahead of time, getting to work in a timely fashion, or being on time. People deliver information in all kinds of ways. So how do you receive information? If you're not careful, facts will be forgotten or distorted. And this is because both the individual sending and the person receiving the information may unintentionally obscure the message. So that's why it is so important that we listen appropriately.
You know, one of the things, if you ever reach an impasse in a discussion or argument or whatever you want to call it, disagreement, is take a pause, like you said, and stop and ask the other person, what did you hear me say? What I know what I'm trying to convey. What did you actually hear me
what happened
say?
was...
Because a lot of times it'll become they'll hear something personal.
Right.
When you
exactly.
don't mean it, the microphone is too close. I can't. So what are you saying, Dr. Riggs? That I can't speak it up? No, I'm sorry. What do you
I don't
mean?
know how to handle a microphone correctly.
I'm just talking about the microphone. The arm bent when you turned your head, and now it was
Really?
too close. So that's all I'm saying. What?
But
did they
Sean,
hear me
what
say?
he had said was he didn't like the way that I handled my
No,
microphone.
microphone.
See, there she goes. See.
I don't know how to do this. I've been doing this for a while.
I've been
doing this for a hot second.
I think I know what I'm doing.
Well, let's see what Bobby Clark Alexander has to say. She is on the line from the ATL. She is my life coach, and she delivers all the great information, and so we share her with you as well. Bobby, how important is it to digest information accordingly and to make sure that you're understanding what the person is saying and not take it personally?
Yes, absolutely. I was dropped out, so I don't know what preceded the question, but good morning, everyone.
Well, I'll give it to you again. How important is it to digest? Well, you know what? Everything happens for a reason. You were not supposed to hear it correctly because that's exactly what we're talking about. We're talking about people who don't hear things correctly and who are digesting information.
Not with bad understanding.
Not with bad understanding. So, look, you asked to be clear before you responded. That's exactly what we want everyone to do. We want you to make sure you're clear. If someone is telling you something and you don't necessarily understand or you think you're taking it personally, ask them, is this what you meant?
Yes.
And then let them respond. So, Bobby, go ahead. No, that's it.
Yeah. That's a very, very sensitive and a huge area. It causes a lot of friction, and it actually is a cause of a lot of lost relationships, monies, opportunities, because a lot of times people are not understanding. We have what you call language barriers, even though because of views and perceptions, we have language barriers, even though we're both speaking English. Our capacity or the way we hear it and the way we pass it and process it through our cognitive thinking, we have associations. And associations in our thought and thinking process jumps in. And by the time it gets to the brain for you to respond, it has picked up all types of infection.
Exactly.
And so when you get to that point, and that person replies to you, and you're looking at them with your mouth open like, what? Exactly. Where did that come from? You didn't hear anything that I said. The best thing and the advice that I will give to people is when you do not understand, this is the first thing, believe it or not, Eileen, a lot of people are very prideful when they don't understand, and instead of saying, wait, could you repeat that? Or I would say you repeat what you heard from the individual and say, okay, am I hearing this correctly? Actually, I mean, we did this before. I remember talking about this on the show. And you have to ask that person, say, am I understanding correctly? You know, don't have any shame in your game. Communication is key. You lose out when communication is unclear.
Absolutely. And here's a little tidbit for you. You know, given all the listening we do, you think we would be good at it. But in fact, most of us are not. Research suggests that we remember between 25% and 50% of what we hear. So that means when you're talking to your boss, your colleagues, your customers, or your spouse for 10 minutes, they pay attention to less than half of the conversation. Did you hear me?
Huh? What you said now? What you say about my mama?
Exactly. Thank you for proving my point, gentlemen.
Who mama she talking about on the air?
Especially when you're talking to a man.
No, she ain't talking about no.
I'm just playing with y'all. Not really. I'm serious.
I mean, I want to throw this in. This is amazing, this particular topic. But, Sean, you won't believe this, but I'm going to go directly to you. I remember one show that we were discussing something, and you want your persona, your demeanor, you want to sit and listen. But what I noticed about you, you don't just sit and listen. You're actually perceiving what the individual is saying, and it almost always comes back with your response. And I was telling someone about you, and they're from New Orleans, they're in Houston now, and I said, there's this young man, and he's on show, blah, 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 blah. And they said, you know who that is? I said, no, I don't. His parents, such and such and such and such. I said, and I still don't know who your parents are. But that was one thing that I actually shared with a stranger, you know, that I thought did not know you. And she said, yeah, I can see that with him being that way, you know, from his father or whatever. But what I'm saying is, when we actually give people undivided attention, when we actually want to hear, that's another thing, Eileen. Some people just have this thing. They don't want to hear what you have to say. And so that's block number one. And number two, they have an unteachable spirit. You know, that's block number two. So then by the time it gets through all the idiosyncrasies of the mind and the thinking process, you know, it is literally been not broken down to almost nothing, but it comes back and it all got lost in there, and you're thinking, wow, we didn't go anywhere with this. It was like it was lost words, it was communication, it was air breathed, and nothing was accomplished.
Exactly. How many times do we say things are lost in translation? Where clearly listening is a skill that we can all benefit from improving. By becoming a better listener, you will improve your productivity as well as your ability to influence, persuade, and negotiate. So what's more, you will avoid conflict and misunderstandings. And all of these are necessary for success. So how do we do this? We become active listeners. The way to improve your listening skills is to practice active listening. This is where you make a conscious effort to hear not only the words that another person is saying, but more importantly, try to understand the complete message being sent. In order for you to do this, you must pay attention to the other person very carefully. How many times do you really pay attention to somebody when they're talking to you? Are you listening to the words that are coming out of my mouth? You cannot allow yourself to become distracted by whatever else may be going on around you or by forming counter arguments that you'll make when the other person stops speaking. I think I'm going to repeat that. You cannot allow yourself to become distracted by whatever else may be going on around you or by forming counter arguments that you'll make when the other person stops speaking. If you are thinking while the other person is talking, then you are not listening.
If you're texting while the other person is talking,
then you are not.
Or if you're playing on your phone.
You're playing on your phone. If you're sending out a post or Facebook. And this is true. I know we're talking about adults here, mostly, you know, between
kids,
but our kids, y'all, our kids, the one thing you can do to hurt their feelings, and they will never tell you, is to play on your phone while they're talking to you.
Exactly.
I'm serious.
Yeah, my son does it to me. Daddy, I'm talking to you. Put your phone. I was like, bruh.
Put your phone down.
Put your phone down.
Who are you talking to? I'm listening to you, but you're not hearing me. I was like, yes, I am. But it's funny because it's amazing how, you know, even kids kind of they get that too. You know, is that, you know, if you're doing something
we were
else.
Innocent.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And so
that's why I always say when Bashan does those complex exercises that I know that I am not doing, squats and everything beyond that, what do I always say? I am actively listening to you. I'm not doing them, but I'm actively listening, and that way I internalize the pain that is going to come out of it. So I continue to actually actively listen until I can get to the point where you guys are.
Well,
I'm listening.
I have a tip on active listening. So this is how you do it. Everybody's like, you talk about active listening, but how do you do it? So here is how you actively listen. If you're finding particularly difficult to concentrate on what someone is saying, try repeating their words mentally as they say them. This will reinforce their message and help you stay focused. Let me repeat it to you because you're listening.
I'm listening. Mm-hmm.
Try repeating the person's words mentally as they say them. This will reinforce their message and help you stay focused. Actually, they taught me this in school.
Yeah.
Repeat the words in your mind of what the person is saying. And like if you become distracted or whatever the case may be.
You ever get those people that when you're talking to them, you can see them kind of mumbling what you're saying at the same time? You know, it's like they're kind of.
They're engaged.
Yeah, they're trying to like. trying to see, repeat what you said. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so the same thing. So it can't,
works. Yeah, exactly. It works. They're not thinking, run it by me one more time. Yeah. They heard you the first time. They heard you and they digested the information. So back when it hit their hypothalamus.
I was a professor. I was a professor at Southern for a little while, and in Baton Rouge, and I would print out my notes, and then I wanted everyone to just listen, because it's distracting. Even taking notes, you can get caught up in the fact, and not everyone takes the notes the same way. You get caught up in the fact with your inner dialogue. Oh, I missed a word, as opposed to, okay, I'm going to give you the handout. So now let's listen and talk about this, and pointing people out, giving them those cortisol moments. Yeah. Not knowing when you're going to be called on, or if you're in the middle of the conversation. Did you hear what I'm saying? No. Yeah. Yes, you just said blah 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 blah. blah.
Exactly. But if we do this as a community and as a culture, it changes everything. Mm-hmm. How we interact with each other changes everything. We talk about all this stuff going on in the news. We're not listening to each other. We're not being compassionate to one another. We're not tolerating the other person's point of view.
That's the problem.
Exactly. But if we listen effectively, if we communicate the information we're trying to deliver effectively, we're not taking it personally, and we really understand the intent behind it, what a different community we could have. We could live the good life.
What y'all talking about?
I don't know.
Huh? What's going on here?
I will help him learn to be an active listener during the break. Hopefully you were being an active listener.
I still heard talking about my mama.
And when we get back,
is she talking about people?
We're going to discuss. We've been digesting information, so now we're going to digest our food. How do you digest your food? We're going to talk about that when we get back, because it changes everything. You don't know how important it is, but digesting your food properly is so important.
I was listening. I heard some pots clinging.
We'll be right back. Good golly gee.
Hello, WBOK listeners. This is Chuck Perkins, your Uptown Renaissance man. Join me every Monday through Thursday from 11 a.m. to noon for the Midday Mashup. It's where we discuss everything from politics to poetry. Remember, the Midday Mashups every Monday through Thursday from 11 a.m. until noon on WBOK 1230 a.m., where it's real talk for real times.
Security provides the good life. They make their mark in the security arena by providing excellent security services for more than 35 years and are licensed in more than 13 states. L&R Security's team comes with a wealth of experience from the military, law enforcement, and law enforcement training. Their personnel is comprised of more than 200 employees trained in video monitoring, special event services, convention services, armed and unarmed security guards, ticket takers, executive security, personal bodyguards, hall monitors, and critical infrastructure personnel that are TSA trained. L&R Security services are provided on a 24-hour basis and have expanded to the newest technology, including video monitoring. Find them on the web at www.lrsecurity.com or call them today at 504-943-3191. Again, that number is 504-943-3191. Live the good life with L&R Security today.
You're on the move, and so is your bank. Liberty Bank now offers you the power to manage your money from the palm of your hand with mobile banking with Liberty Bank. Whether you need to check balances, transfer money, or view transactions, mobile banking at Liberty Bank allows convenient and secure access to your money. Enroll today at www.libertybank.net and download our mobile app. You can mobile bank at Liberty Bank to keep the power in your hands. Liberty Bank. There's freedom here. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Are you looking for a better way to get fit? Bored with the same old routines? Looking for results or a way to instill discipline in the kids? Tiger Rock Martial Arts is the answer with Taekwondo, kickboxing, and self-defense classes. Tiger Rock diversifies your training in ways that allows individuals of all ages and fitness levels to feel like a champion. Join Tiger Rock today. TigerRockNola.com or 504-455-9694. That's 504-455-9694 with a 3-class starter pack starting for only $38, which includes your training uniform. Learn, grow, and succeed with Tiger Rock's 3 convenient locations: Old Metairie, West Bank, and Clearview. There's no better time to start gaining strength, skills, and protection for life than now. 504-455-9694. 504-455-9694. 9694. See you on the mat.
I need help. My hair is a mess and my man texts me telling me to be ready for 8. He has a surprise. What am I going to do? My stylist takes forever.
I got you. Call Ringlet Salon. I just left there.
Where?
Ringlet Salon. They took me within minutes and had me in and out in no time. Very professional, and I scheduled online at ringlets.com.
For real?
Girl, for real.
Does Ringlet Salon hook up your roots?
Looks like I got a perm, and you know I'm anti-chemicals. Ringlet Salon has my hair soft and bouncy. I'm getting the Brazilian Blowout Express next week. It eliminates frizz for 6 weeks.
6 weeks? Okay, I'm all about Ringlet Salon. Where are they located?
Ringlets has 2 locations, one at 4712 Paris Avenue and one in the Hilton Hotel on the River. That location validates parking for 4 hours and is open on Sunday.
Perfect for a working woman like me. That's all I needed to know. I'm going to be fresh for my man.
You will if you schedule your appointment at ringlets.com. That's ringlets.com.
Bye. Go and make my appointment with Ringlet Salon now.
Quitting smoking is lonely work. If you're ready to quit cigarettes, not just for a day, but forever, tune in to Real Health for Real People every Wednesday at 2 p.m. and let the Smoking Cessation Trust help you take that first step on your journey to gaining a healthier, smoke-free life. Right here on WBOK, 1230 a.m., where it's real talk for real time.
Listen to WBOK 1230 AM anywhere in the world. Live at www.WBOK1230am.com. WBOK 1230 AM, talk radio in New Orleans.
Welcome to the good life. Welcome to the good life.
The wait is over.
Good morning, and welcome back to The Good Life with me, Eileen. We are here to open your mind to living differently in the world on Wellness Wednesday. I have Doc Griggs to my right. I have Bashan Jordan of Tiger Rock NOLA to my left. And what we do is digest information.
Digestion.
And what we just digested was some really great information. If y'all were watching the Bayou Classic, you all got a great surprise. Guess what information I digested? Doc Griggs had a commercial. I was like, oh my gosh, it's Doc Griggs. And you were like serious too, and like the little side and the.
I know. I was waiting for him to tell a joke or something.
I was like, oh, look at him getting his GQ on. I was like, did y'all see Doc Griggs? So if y'all saw the Bayou Classic game, y'all saw Doc Griggs commercial. So congratulations on opening people's minds to living differently in the world with wellness, because we appreciate everything that you do.
Tanya Moore called me up and said that they wanted to shoot a PSA, and it's a no smoking campaign. 1-800-QUIT NOW. It's the Let's Quit USLA. .org. We're trying to get people to stop smoking.
Stop it. It's not good for your health. Stop it.
Smoking and smoking-related diseases kills more African Americans than murders, AIDS, and car crashes combined. And every cigarette you smoke cuts seven minutes off of your life.
Well, we were talking about digesting food, but I want to talk about I know this is sideways, but you're a doctor, so, and you're good at this, so I can hit you up with stuff on the fly.
Yeah.
What happens when you digest the nicotine and all of the gook in a cigarette? What happens to you?
Well, the problem with all the nicotine and all the gook is that there's been the numbers are, I've heard as little as 30, as many as 200 different quote unquote toxins or chemicals that are in sugar. That are in tobacco. Tobacco naturally has nicotine. The nicotine in tobacco is actually it's an insecticide. It's a bug repellent.
An insecticide?
Well, yeah, but it's a natural thing. It's what the plant has to protect itself from being eaten, right? But the problem
because poison ivy is natural doesn't mean I should eat it and smoke it and digest it.
Exactly.
Okay, so I was just saying.
What happens is nicotine activates the dopamine pathway. You've heard me talk about that before. The dopamine makes you feel like you can't live without it, so you got to have another one and another one and another one. And they crowd other things that can be equally addictive. I
can't live without water either. I should be addicted to that.
Yeah, especially clear water.
I'm talking about my green water.
But because of all the pollutants and the things that are attached to it, there's an increase in lung cancer amongst all the demographics. Lost a cousin to lung cancer. He was my age, and actually smoked while he was on chemotherapy. I mean, it called him that hard. But it's an activation of that pathway. Again, remember, you can do the same thing with food. It's the addictive pathway. Yeah. Dopamine is a good thing. It's a reward center. But what happens is when it gets overstimulated, we want more and more and more, and you can't live without it. And then there's the patterning of behavior. You get stressed out. I'm going to go smoke a cigarette. The nicotine raises your blood pressure, which increases your risk for stroke and cardiovascular diseases. So it's a rough thing, and it's something that we've gotten a lot better about. A lot of people are not smoking. We have the smoking ban here in the city, but it's a real serious conversation.
On Wednesdays, they have a show a little bit later. And Ike, shout out to Ike. He is my partner in marketing and all of that fun stuff here at Yes, he does the commercial. But I have to give a shout out to him because he is quitting smoking, and I am so proud of him. I know he's probably listening right now and being like, I don't believe he's talking about this. But I am really so excited about that. He doesn't smell like nicotine anymore. You just don't understand. In the office, he doesn't stink. Thanks, Ike. No, but seriously, I do love him to death. He's really helped me through the process, and I'm so glad that he will be here for his wife and his children for years to come because he stopped smoking.
It's a good thing. It's a positive message, and that's the greatest gift you can give every year around this time is yourself and your time.
So speaking of giving people time, you should take time to chew your food.
Oof. Yes, you should.
You should know really.
So you don't choke to death.
Not right. So you don't choke to death.
Right. So it don't get caught in your throat. Yeah, right.
It's all in my throat.
In your throat.
Food on the plate needs to become, now this is for the visual people out there, needs to become a mashed up gooey liquid for the digestive system to be able to split it up into its different parts: proteins, carbs, fats, vitamins, minerals, blah, 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 blah. Our teeth start this process by chewing and grinding up each mouthful, while the tongue works it into a ball-shaped bolus for swallowing. See, look, I read. And so nonetheless, we go through this process, and Doc Griggs is going to give it to us in a much more medical fashion than I can. But the point is,
bolus.
Oh, right, bolus. We need to chew our food and digest our food properly because it affects everything inside of us.
So it's called the process of mindful eating. The recommendation is that you chew your food. You take 20 to 30 chews per bite, which sounds like a lot. But it's not. What happens is as we don't chew our food, we gulp our food down, you tend to eat a lot more. How does this cause a problem? What happens is you gulp down more food, your stomach acid has to rise to a higher level to cover all the food, increases our risk of gastrointestinal or GERD or heartburn. It makes your digestive tract work a lot harder than it needs to, which also, this time of year, causes us to get the football-itis. That's not the tryptophan or the turkey. You eat a lot more food than you think. You sit there. If you take a picture of your plate for Thanksgiving or for the holidays, and then you take a picture of it afterwards, if you go back and look at that picture, like, I can't believe I ate
all that. Yeah.
All that. But
I can't believe I ate all that.
You gulped it down. Mindful eating causes you to. I had a friend in college. She would, for every bite, she'd been trained. She'd chew her food, put her fork down, and then pick it back up. And what's amazing is the conversations that you can have. It slows everything down. And the reason it's mindful is because you're more mindful of whether or not do I need to take another bite or am I full?
Yeah.
How long does it take for your stomach to tell your mind that you're full? Isn't it about 15, 20 minutes or something like that? Is it longer
no,
than that?
you get all kinds of signals that you're full. The problem is you start eating off of visual cues.
Yeah.
You start eating off of your serotonin and your dopamine. Oh, I want it because I want it.
Yeah.
Ooh, I want it because it feels good. And then it's about 15 to 20 minutes, you feel like,
I overdid it.
Shouldn't have felt like that. Yeah. Oh, let me go sit down for a minute. And then you wake up, you lose time an hour later. Like, why did I fall asleep?
Yeah. It's big things is about portion size. Like, one of the biggest things, I used to always get these big old plates and put, try to fill up the plate. Like, I don't want any white showing.
Right.
I got, but you stay.
Is that a man thing? Is it like a competitive thing?
I don't know.
Like, my plate
I
is
guess
bigger
so.
than yours,
Yeah,
and I can eat more than you.
I think my dad kind of got me started with
looks
that.
More pregnant than yours.
I'm
just asking.
I don't know
like that catfish, huh?
Like, I'm 3 months pregnant. Well, I'm 5. I'm just asking.
I don't know about that.
No, I never heard that.
Well, that's what happens when you fill up your plate like that. Isn't that what happens?
Hold on. Besides, I'm going to make sure let me make sure I heard exactly what you said. You also want to know
how
these
many
dudes
men,
with 3 to 5. I'm 3 months pregnant. I don't think we've ever had that conversation.
No, but that's what happens when you pile up your food like that.
You know how that comes out? Is when you sit down and I got you beat.
Basically, that's what you're competing for unconsciously.
So that's the art of
Belly
communication.
size.
So you were talking earlier about communication.
Yes.
I said communication.
What you were trying to say is, I'm 3 months pregnant. Well, I'm 5, ha ha ha. In dude speak, that. I get it now. That's communication, effective communication.
Right.
Do y'all see how that worked? And I need you to try that at home.
They already do it at home. They just, in a minute. But
No, but portion sizes is the best thing. And the other thing is I focus on food. I don't know if people realize it, but I'm sure you realize it.
I do realize it.
I focused on food all year. That was my focus for, get check, get fit, get moving. I'm like, this year, I'm going to learn more about food so I can teach people more about food and the process of eating. I'm going to continue it next year, but I'm going to add some other stuff. But, you want to stimulate all of the senses of your palate, your sweet, your bitter, your sour. Sweet, bitter, sour, and I always forget the one.
I hope y'all listen today because y'all mighty quiet. I found them right.
Sweet, all your senses, including your umami. And if you take the time to chew your food.
Umami? I remember you talking about that.
Yeah.
Umami
is that savory, roasted garlic, roasted turkey. Umami, yeah. You want to stimulate all of the senses on your palate. See, they go talk about
mama.
Hey, man.
About my mom again.
See, put the water bottle down. Pay attention. But no, as you chew your food, you start to taste the flavor. You can actually taste the flavors of your food. You tell people to color up their plate. Well, each of those colors has a different flavor. And if you take the time to try to chew your food, I'm telling you, it's not practical. It is valid information. We want you to chew your food 20 to 30 times, but I'm not going to sit there and count.
Wait, say that again. How many times should you actually chew your food?
20 to 30 times per bite.
Wow.
20 to 30 times per bite. And here's another thing. You can't taste your food if you douse it in condiments.
No, you can't at all. Everything tastes like ketchup
dressing,
or hot
ketchup,
sauce.
salt.
Food has so many natural flavors, salts. I mean, we've evolutionarily, it's always a hard word for me. We've developed our senses, our taste buds, specifically for certain reasons. The sweet for calories, the sour for whether or not something's ripe, the bitter for when something's spoiled or is toxic, umami to seek the protein. And there's another one I always forget. That will come back to me. But anyway.
You're not on Jeopardy. It's okay.
Right. Can I phone a friend? But the thing is, every flavor that you need or might like, you can get in your non-processed, properly cooked foods if you take the time to get it.
Chew it.
I'm going to make this taste like ketchup. Well, why not just pick up the bottle of ketchup and just drink it then? Why you wasted my time, all these hours preparing this food, and you want everything to taste like hot sauce.
Right.
So take your time, chew your food, and enjoy your conversation and drink your water. Because you drink, and that's the other thing, when you're gulping your food down, there's a lot of air when you swallow. So as you're gulping, there'll be a lot of gas and a lot of bloating.
Perfect.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go, man.
3 months pregnant, 5 months pregnant.
See, that's the difference. But it's really funny because, and this is just a simple example, kids eating apples and stuff and really getting them down to eating fruits and vegetables and things like that. My mom loves apples, so they're Fiji apples.
Mm-hmm.
Have you all had a Fiji apple?
Yes.
Number one, if you look at it, it is not the most appealing apple to the eye.
No.
It's not the big shiny red one. It's not the big green one.
Yeah.
It is like, red and yellow kind of mixed.
Good though.
It is the absolute sweetest apple I have ever had. It's literally like eating candy.
The grape apple.
Yes, a grape apple too. Yes, a grape apple.
Ooh, are you serious?
Oh my gosh, it tastes like a grape and an apple mixed together. Yes, but I'm not kidding. It's like candy.
Yes.
Where can
but
I
what
find
happens when you chew your food?
It's hard to find them because once they put them out,
Harry and David.
it's gone. It's gone.
Look, let me stop putting other people's business out here. No, but serious, grape apples. Y'all find one in a store near you.
So you're saying about chewing them? You don't?
Saying like chew it. It really tastes like candy. If you close your eyes and chew a Fiji apple or a great apple, it tastes like candy. It tastes better than like a now later. It really does.
So the thing that I'd like to tell
I would not
people,
steer you wrong. It's a good life.
You ever notice that you chew and you enjoy and experience something different when someone says, "Here, taste that."
Yeah.
So if
it
I
always
ask you,
tastes better if I'm tasting other people's food.
right. So what I'm going to ask people to do for the holidays is I want you to taste every bite.
Yep.
Every bite, I want you to taste it so you can really give an analysis of it. Because if you're tasting something, you're just not going to gulp it down. The other thing is, I learned, a friend of mine had to teach me this, is when it's time to eat, even if I was going to stop at a restaurant, stop the car, park, go in, sit down, and unplug. As opposed to eating in the car or eating real fast. Sit down, eat your food. This is a lot of times this is the only personal time that you get for the day.
Go sit in the park on a bench.
Anywhere, and just eat your food and taste every bite. Eat each bite like you're trying to taste it to tell somebody about it.
Yes, and see if you can tell what's in it.
Yeah. Oh, ooh, that's good.
See if you can tell what's in it. Like make it a game.
That's good.
Yes, that's the good life. See if you can tell what's in it. Like, ooh, they made this with coriander. Ooh, they made this with thyme. I taste oregano.
You know how many? There's a certain restaurant that has a certain spinach dip that I've been trying to taste and figure out how to make it at home, and I can never.
We can all go and we will prepare and taste it.
We can figure it out. What'd you get? I got this.
Just like y'all, when y'all go to Houston, y'all try to figure out the dip. Go taste it.
I was trying not to say that. I was trying to get the people stuff. That was not me. For those Houstonian folks out there, listen. That's not what you heard. That's not what you heard.
When you go and you taste people's dressing at Thanksgiving, you're like, ooh, I want that. Right. Sit there and taste it. I know some of y'all still got leftovers, but you only have a couple days to eat it. Right. You know, don't let that stuff
my heart was broken yesterday. I found out that sweet potato pie does not. You can't hold on to it for. And usually I devour them before.
Yeah.
But I went to open up the second one, the spare one, and it had mold on it. I'm like, what is this? Ah!
It's too fresh.
Ah! What happened? Yeah.
So, okay, before we go out, how long is too long to be eating food from Thanksgiving?
Oh, it should be done. I mean, at the most, you give it a week, it should be gone.
It's a week over.
Okay, if it's not, today is Wednesday.
Today's the last day.
You can freeze it.
Today's the last day.
I would freeze it, and it should have been refrigerated.
I ate me a ham sandwich yesterday.
I had turkey yesterday, turkey and mayonnaise.
Go clean out your stuff.
On wheat.
It's a good life. We don't want anybody to be getting sick now.
No, throw it away. Potato salad should have been gone.
I got to throw away this potato pie.
Because I made it this year.
There's green spots on it, man. Potato. If you don't put it in the refrigerator, if you don't do, you know what? I'm gonna post. Follow me on Doc Griggs. I'll put all.
Follow us on social media. The Good Life Radio Show at TGL Radio Show on Instagram and Twitter. Doc Griggs, how can they follow you?
You can follow me on Facebook at Doc Griggs, on Twitter and Instagram at Doc Griggs1.
And how can they follow you, Bashan?
Bashan's BASJONS _ Jordan JORDAN or Tiger Rock Nola.
And make sure if you are interested in some theme music for the Good Life Radio Show, give us a call at 504-400-7127. That's 504-400-7127 because that is the good life. Open your mind, live differently.